Welcome to Synthaholics. This is your host, David Duncan, and with me is...
I'm Brian David. David, we did it. This is 2 weeks in a row we recorded.
We did it, yeah.
No, it's every other week, but we haven't been able to achieve this milestone in quite a while.
Yeah, we've had some vacation times that pop up accidentally, but this time we're back on track. We're back on track, and you may have noticed from last week and the previous Synthaholic games, we have updated our logo or format. Oh, not our format. We're updating our format now, going forward. So Brian came up with a rotating idea of different types of shows we're going to be doing, and today we're taking a dumpster dive. We haven't done a dumpster dive since Captain Invincible, man, and the Christopher Lee's songs that were amazing.
Name You Poison.
Yeah, oh, man.
That really, oh man, I wish I could. It felt, thinking about that song, nobody's gonna know what we're talking about, but like thinking about that song takes me back to like a simpler time in my life.
Back before all the awful stuff that started happening. Yeah, I know. It was a simpler time back then. It
was a simpler time, but now it's a more complex time. So that's why we had to bring in Darkness, the devil. I don't know what is
Mr. The Darkness. Hi, Mr. The Darkness.
Yeah, this is Mr. The Darkness.
So we're
David.
The particular dumpster we're raiding today is Ridley Scott's dumpster.
Yes.
And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say, after seeing this movie, any of his movies that ended up being good, I'm guessing were just flukes. Because based on this, and then based on...
I thought that was really funny when okay, we're doing Legend from 1985. Now,
because the Legend from the 2000s has nothing to do with this movie at all.
No, they're very different movies. So I was looking for a dumpster dive movie. There's a couple queued up. We have a couple scheduled, but this one is the one we started with. And David, you watched this movie, what was it, on Thursday or something
night.
Like that?
Yeah.
And you messaged me and you said that any Ridley Scott, what you just said, any Ridley Scott movies are a fluke if they're good, because that's what it seems at this point to be, as way more worse stuff than good stuff. And after you told me that, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to watch it now. So then after you finished watching it, I was like, all right, I'm going to queue it up. Let's watch it. So I also watched Legend on the same day as you did. And David, what'd you think about Legend from 1985?
God, this is like a 3 out of 10 maybe. Like this, oh man, this is not an enjoyable film. So I did a little bit of research on this film. The film as it is currently in the United States, because apparently there's a British version that is longer, has better music.
What?
Yeah, it's the British version was different. The original cut of this film was 2.5 hours. The cut we have now is 1 hour and 38 minutes, and this movie feels like it's a 6-hour slog.
I didn't know that. I looked up the movie a little bit after I watched it, but I didn't know there was multiple versions.
There's multiple versions. Yeah, like the score is different in the US version. They dubbed over some people's voices because they didn't like how they sound. Like it's a whole
Did they do that
thing.
in this one? It felt like there was some dubbing going on in this one.
The little boy.
Yeah, totally. His voice did not. The elf boy. His voice did not match at all.
I do
want to talk about him for a moment.
I don't remember his name. So Brian, what is your overall take on this?
Oh, dumpster, David, I'm with you, man.
I'm with you.
I'll do a 4. I'll do a 4, David, because there was some.
The makeup was really good. The makeup was fantastic, at least on Mr. The Darkness.
Yeah, and Mr. The Darkness had insane makeup. His makeup is really good. But
the esteemed Tim Curry.
Yeah, beyond Tim Curry being Mr. The Darkness, I don't really know if there's anything else good to say about the movie. I didn't really like the music. The story made no sense. Low logic. It was a low logic movie.
So when I was looking into this film, after I watched it. I was like, what is going on? Is this based on something? Am I just missing like what this movie's based on? And Ridley Scott's like, I wanted to do my own fairy tale movie. So this is not based on anything other than that he just cobbled together random bits he read from other fairy tales and just made his own thing.
That's so what I thought it was. When I was watching this, it just felt like he took his favorite parts of other fantasy IPs and like, I'm just gonna add it in. Unicorns, why not? They even had the Star Wars thing at the beginning with the text.
It looked bad. It was also like not really a setup. It felt like it was like the back of the box. Like, I don't know if you ever watch Red Letter Media, Best of the Worst, and if you don't, you should. But when they read the back of the boxes, that's what it felt like reading the front of this movie. It's like, is this just the back of the box? They wanted to put it like up
I
front.
like that. And right at the in that text, I took a picture of it because I was like, I got to make sure. When I'm reading it, it's telling you about how unicorns are like the most mystical, powerful creatures in the universe. It wasn't just Earth. It was always universe. If they were ever talking about it, it was always the universe, space and time, whatever. And then in the first 20 minutes of the movie, they immediately kill a unicorn without much trouble at all.
Hardly an inconvenience.
Oh man! And the one other thing that you and I were just talking about before we started was that we keep accidentally doing Tom Cruise movies. So we did Mission Impossible. Then this movie, I had no idea Tom Cruise was in it, and then Tom Cruise just appears as like a monkey man.
Well, to be fair, the cover for this film shows Tom Cruise on it, but he doesn't look like Tom Cruise. It's like only when he's moving and talking, it's like, oh my god, that's Tom Cruise. Why is Tom Cruise in this film?
He hates this movie.
Well, because of all the editing changes and stuff they did to it. Like there's a lot of drama that went into this into the making of this film.
He also wasn't wearing pants.
He was swinging his ding dong around in front of that lady.
Yeah, I don't know why it's like he went to like one of those like festivals where people dress up as
a
like
Red Fair?
Like one of those, and he just like bought one of the things that you see there. That's what it felt like his costume was.
God, like just nothing in this movie had any context. Things just happened. And it's
who's the guy? Okay, the movie opens. Okay, we're like just jumping around like crazy. The movie opens and there's like a guy in black.
It looks like it's out of Diablo. Like the opening part was kind of cool. It kind of looks like Diablo because it's just fire. There's like some dude on a table being like chopped or whipped or something like that. It looked like the butcher part of Diablo 3.
Yeah, it did.
Where just
there's
keeps fire.
Like something.
Yeah, just like he's like just chopping some guy up. I'm like, oh, this
none of that
Diablo
ever meant
vibes.
anything though.
No, and then like the Mr. The Darkness is green in the opening, I guess. Because he's
was that the same character? Because they're
I don't know. He was green and had these lights on. He looked like he had neon lights on him. I'm guessing it's the same character.
He looked cool. I thought he looked cool.
Yeah, it looked cool. And then like he sends this little minion goblin who he had to like tell the audience he's the most foul of his goblin minions. He's like, oh yes, I am the most foul.
They were just all those goblins were just like evil to be evil. Like
as soon as like it's just like it looked cool, and then they started talking, and then the coolness dropped off.
They talk like they're like
really fast.
They're like from the south or something. And one of them. Okay, so those three goblins like leave and they go to like where the girl is. I don't know
because
what the girl
innocence attracts unicorns. But they go where the girl is, but it's Jack who attracts the unicorns because I guess Tom Cruise is innocent. Has he not discovered Scientology yet? Is that how he's innocent?
Maybe
this is probably pre-Scientology Tom Cruise. Maybe
there was at the beginning when they're talking to Mr. the Darkness black version. The red version of him, I think he says at the end when he's dying, like, about his father. I wonder if that's his father. Now, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
It's nothing.
It doesn't matter.
There's no context to anything in this film. It makes no sense.
with the way now, this is gonna blow your mind, Dave. I'm gonna blow your mind right now. When Mr. the Darkness Black version talks to like this little goblin guy that walks up to him and he's like, "What does he look like?" And then he immediately stabs him and says that he has an antenna. And then the knife that's like in him is like showing the unicorn horn. I just made that connection right now. When he gets stabbed at the beginning of the movie, he stabs him in the head to tell him that it looks like a unicorn.
Well, no, I think he just holds the knife onto his head, like it's just.
No, he stabs him. Didn't he stab him?
No, I think he put the hilt. I think he put the bottom of the hilt to his head with the sword.
Okay.
So it looked like it.
Yeah, it could be. Okay, that's fine. That could also work. But he definitely said antenna because I wrote notes.
He said antenna. Like that is a strange word to be used in a fantasy film.
Yeah, I used antenna.
Do you have a radio? What do you?
Where do you get an antenna from? What do you know about antennas?
Yeah, just so much of the dialogue. That's not the only thing, but there was other things in the dialogue that just didn't feel right for like the genre of film. I can't put my finger on anyone else because the movie, like it was really hard to pay attention to it.
We'll get there. Don't you worry. So the goblins go out, and they say they're setting up a trap to catch a unicorn, but the trap's never explained. The trap seems to be Jack bringing the girl to the unicorns, and then the goblins are like, "Oh, our trap is ready to go." It's like, what? They didn't. There's no setup for any type of trap at all. So then the unicorns, or one of them gets shot by like some, I guess, a poison.
Is a blow dart? A poison blow dart or something? I don't know.
And then the whole world turns to winter.
In like a second.
Yeah. Like there's so there's
she takes off her ring and throws it, and he's like, "If you get this ring, I'll marry you."
And he immediately dives. He immediately dives off a cliff. And she starts freaking out.
It would have been funny if they would have if it would have turned winter a second sooner, so that like he would have just dove into solid ice. But he dives into the water, but by the time he comes up, the lake is frozen solid.
It's like a foot of ice that he has to break through. Oh man. And I don't understand why she started like, whoever gets this ring can marry me. So she throws the ring. Jack, who's Tom Cruise's character, immediately dives for the ring. Like as she's throwing it, he's going for it. And then she starts screaming, like, "What are you doing?" So it's like, did she want him to get the ring? I couldn't figure that part out.
Nope.
I couldn't figure it out. So it's darkness now. It's winter, and that elf boy and his little lads. Brown Tom was the only one I remember the name of. Brown Tom was the one that gets a bunch of arrows shot at him, and he's blocking it with a frying pan.
Yeah, but, and then one of them's Tinkerbell, even though she's legally distinct from Tinkerbell.
Yeah, Tinkerbell really wanted to get kissed too for some reason. I don't understand what that was about, but she wanted to get kissed by Tom Cruise's character. She brought it up like 4 times. No, 3 times.
At least.
I think 3 times she brought it up that she wanted to get kissed by Tom Cruise. I don't know why. That didn't.
Then she impersonated the other girl in the film. Yeah.
None of that was explained. But there's a one point where the elf boy is yelling at Tom Cruise and says that like, how dare you like show the girl the unicorn, because they have to, they're like too pure for that. It's going to destroy the universe since you showed her the unicorn. And then Jack says that he did it for love. And then they just change their mind and start celebrating.
It's like, oh, okay, well, that's different then.
Oh, if it was for love, well, then never mind.
Well, that's a whore of a different color.
The goblin shooting him, not an issue. That was not the problem. It was that Tom Cruise's character showed the girl the unicorns, and that's what caused the winter.
So we're saying the girl's not innocent because she's a princess, and apparently of a kingdom, but, like, there's so little context to anything in this film.
Yeah, that I don't understand what that girl's character is at all. Like, not at all. She makes no. She's in like in the beginning of the movie. She's like in a fantasy like little house where it has like kind of Lord of the Rings feelings to it, where he definitely grabbed what.
But then she also has like the gift of foresight because she looks at the clock and she sees it all frozen, and it's just like, so she's whenever everything freezes later, it's like, okay, so she's got the gift of foresight, but that never comes up again in the film where she has the
No.
gift of foresight.
And she's with other people at the beginning of the movie too. There's like another woman who's doing like laundry on
the woman is the owner of the house. I'm assuming that woman is Jack's mother, but I have no idea because she's like, oh, I think of you as a daughter. She just froze, even though she was inside the house.
Dies?
Jack was inside. Yeah, we never see her again. Jack was in the water. He didn't freeze.
Oh man.
The princess was outside. She didn't freeze. But no, the lady inside the house with the fire, she froze.
Okay. Missed that part. I was missing it because there was just so much glitter everywhere.
This movie has so much glitter. I in the middle of the film, I texted Ryan, like, there was so much glitter in this movie and there's not a strip club in sight.
There was a lot of glitter. Like, every single character just had glitter. Tom Cruise's character, glitter all over him. The ground, glitter. The trees, glitter. The elf boy, the
Tinkerbell.
Whatever the hell they are. The glitter.
This guy is the only guy who didn't have glitter on.
He did not have glitter on. That is true. That's very true. Then they steal the unicorn horn, and it apparently it has like a fire power.
Well, it's just I guess it just turns into a magic wand. The goblin cuts off the unicorn's horn. I guess it puts the unicorn into stasis. It's not really dead because they just put it back on later, and it's like, oh, I'm fine now.
They just got some super glue. At the end of the movie, they just after they recover the unicorn horn that the goblin stole, they just like reattach it to the unicorn. And it's just like, oh, I'm good now.
I'm good. I'm fine.
Yeah, that was funny. That was one of the scenes where I did laugh out loud because the three goblins are in a cave, and one of them is just like, I know what we should do. Let's turn the whole world to garbage. It's like, what does that mean? What do you mean turn the whole world to garbage?
You want to turn the world to garbage because it was a pig. It was a pig goblin, so it just liked rolling around in garbage, I guess.
So it's like, I know what we'll do. We'll turn the world to garbage. Then some mysterious like floating black thing shows up and like casts a spell on like a mummy, and it just like wakes up.
I think it was Mr. the Darkness.
That was Mr. No, he wasn't summoned yet. It couldn't have been. He didn't get summoned yet because he gets summoned after the dance scene.
He's summoned?
He like comes out of the mirror.
So who is this dark person? Who is the cool black person that's getting the film?
This is the Darkness black version has no explanation it only shows up at the beginning. You know what we'll have to do? We're gonna have to watch the 2.5 hour version.
No, I don't know if the UK version or the European version is I just know it's a different cut. But I just know the original cut to this film before the studio started getting involved was 2.5 hours. They cut an hour out of this film, and it still felt like forever.
Yeah, it did felt very long. But that mummy comes like alive, picks up one of the goblins, and then just jumps in the hole with it. It just picks him up and then just jumps in a hole. I don't know what's going on there.
I don't know what's happening in this movie at all. It just makes no sense. Jack is he's just like a forest boy. He's just an older forest boy, and then they're like, you must become the hero of legend. And it's just like, what hero of legend? What is he talking about? What prophecy? What? And then there's just a cave with a golden armor and a sword. Like, why?
Oh yeah, he does. They go to like some temple. The traversal time or what's in the temple or what the temple is, none of that's explained. It just goes from those three goblins in the cave to Tom Cruise's character in another cave where there's just like riches and armor and swords, and he just puts it on, and then they didn't have pants in there, so he just didn't wear pants.
Yeah, he just didn't wear pants the rest of the film, and that's where Tinkerbell shows him that she can turn into a full-sized woman, and wants Tom Cruise to keep it a secret for some reason.
Not explained. We don't know why.
Why? Like, why?
We don't know why. I don't understand what Tom Cruise is. You're not going to be able to answer this one. But why does Tom Cruise act like that? He's like he acts like Tarzan a little bit. Like he like walks on all fours when possible.
He's very monkey manish, yeah.
Yeah, but he can speak English and stuff. and the girl knew who he was.
And she was in love with him because she wanted to hang
Yeah,
out
so
with
they
him.
had to have some type of history. But Tom Cruise is just like a monkey. He acts like a monkey for some reason. I don't know. That doesn't Tom Cruise's character makes no sense to me at all. He's just supposed to be the guy that's supposed to kill Mr. the Darkness Red
Mr. the
version.
Darkness, yes.
Yeah, and he kills him by throwing a unicorn horn at him. Oh man. One thing that I wanted to talk about was the one reason why I wanted to watch this movie, because where it filmed was Pinewood Studios. I looked this up. I did a little bit of research on this one. And when they were filming at Pinewood Studios, the whole studio burned down. And that's where Star Wars was filmed at Pinewood Studios, 007 was. And then they had to rebuild it after Legend 1985 burned it down. And that's where they filmed like Harry Potter and stuff. But I thought that was really the only. I thought there was going to be some like giant fire scene in this movie. There's not. I was waiting for it. It never really. There's fire, but it's not.
Well, no. See, they burned down during lunch break.
Because it did?
If they weren't on a lunch break, a lot of people would have probably died, because a lot of people, like, I guess when they were doing the film, were up in the rafters, and like people wouldn't have been able to escape. So it was good.
How did something burn down? There was barely any. I mean, there was fire, but there wasn't. I thought there was going to be like a building or something that catches on fire, but it was just like.
According to what I watched, it sounded like there was just like a lot of like built up gas or something like that from all the stuff they were doing in the film, and it just like a spark ignited it. It just, it wasn't like, it was like an accident.
Well, thank God Tom Cruise didn't die.
Yeah,
because if
no more
he
Mission
died,
Impossible.
If he died, our timeline of this podcast would have completely changed.
Yeah, and then another piece of trivia, which I just have to bring up about this film because Star Trek related, the green monster lady that pops out of the water for 2 seconds and then just falls on Tom Cruise's sword for some reason.
Literally, like she shows up for like a little, at most 5 seconds.
That is played by Robert Picardo, the Doctor from Star Trek Voyager, and I'm just like, that's awesome. I like my Star Trek references where I can find them, and there was
you know what I was surprised about? I looked up to see if Mr. the Darkness was in Star Trek, and he's not, which I thought it was kind of surprising. Based on his like filmography and what he's been in, it feels like he would have been a good one for Star Trek, but he never was in Star Trek. I looked.
Nope, the green swamp lady was in Star Trek as Robert Picardo.
Did you have to you had to look that up? There's no way you could have deduced that.
No, I watched a behind the scenes thing about the movie.
Okay.
To get some info. That's how I found out there's a 2.5 hour cut. That's how I found out about the fire and all this stuff kind of all happened in the same video. I'm like, oh, that's good. So you got a Star Trek reference, which I have to bring up.
Well, David, this brings us to my favorite part of the movie, the dance scene.
The dance scene was pretty cool.
I don't know what was going on with the dance scene, but girl goes in, the Tom Cruise's wife, friend, we don't know, it's not explained. Yeah, Beyonce. Goes in, sister. She goes in to this
mother
to the castle. Yeah, it could be also that. She goes into the castle, and then there's just like some black thing cloak dancing, and then she just joins in, and then they turn into one.
Yeah, and then just merges. I mean, it was cool. It was a cool visual.
I don't. That was the best part of the movie for me. That was it. That was it, man. That was the whole movie. I could have died happy after that scene.
Well, I mean, I would agree that is the best part of the film because there's no dialogue.
That is true. There's just dancing and music,
and it looks cool. Yeah, it was artfully done. It would look cool.
The dress, I like that dress.
The dress was really cool. Yeah, it was a really cool like fantasy-esque dress, and I liked it a lot. But when there's less dialogue, the movie works a lot better.
The only thing this movie has going for it is the like costume design.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because it's really good, and that's where Mr. the Darkness comes out. And I think for the most part, he kind of steals the show for the whole movie. Not that the movie's good, but like he's definitely the most I mean, without talking to each other,
Well,
this is our backgrounds for the podcast.
yeah.
And
We both picked Mr. the Darkness because he was the best part of the film, as far as like character wise goes.
Yeah, giant horns. Those horns were huge,
massive. It was such a cool costume.
They're like 4 feet long, or I don't know, maybe not 4 feet, but they were some hefty horns, and he does utilize them in the movie. He does charge at Jack with them into a wall, but he couldn't hit Jack because his horns are so long, so he just hit the wall. Unfortunately, Jack did not die.
Unfortunately.
And they do some like Scooby-Doo, like they try to like get like a bunch of mirrors to like line up and hit him with light, and
yes, because he's allergic to sunlight.
Yeah, so they just bounce a bunch of mirrors at him, and then that's ultimately he gets shot out into space.
Yeah, he gets shot out into space from an underground temple. Like,
yeah, they notate that they are underground, especially with that mummy and the goblin. The mummy picks him up and he drops down into a hole, and then that goblin shows up again inside the castle or whatever the hell they are.
And it wasn't a goblin; it was just like one of the other little dwarf guys, the forest guys.
Yeah, he takes his mask off.
Yeah, and he's
just pretending to be a goblin the whole time.
He was pretending to be evil the entire time. Yes.
Yeah.
What?
His costume was also cool. I liked his costume as well. The goblin's costumes, at least the one that they captured, that had like the little like
visor,
like slits or visor, yeah, whatever you call that. Yeah, so then Mr. the Darkness and Tom Cruise fight, man, and they go for it. They go for it.
Something like that.
Tom Cruise just throws the horn. He sticks his arm into what I thought was lava.
Yeah, but it just was lava too. It was just some water, I guess. That was
to be red water that they were shooting a light through or something to make it look dangerous, but it just seemed to be water.
So
he sticks his hand in and just throws at him, and there's a little cut because they couldn't do the like Tom Cruise throwing it at him because it was probably just a little piece of plastic for the horn. So then they cut it, and then he's just in his stomach with the horn, and then he just gets blasted with light, man, and then the
light pushes him into space somehow.
Yeah, the light pushes him into space,
and then Tom Cruise cuts his arm off so he can't hold himself against the tunnel to space, the space tunnel. I don't know. The space tunnel doesn't make it. He says there is a scene. There's like a almost not after credit, but like the movie ends and then he starts Mr. the Darkness laughing again. So there's room for Legend 2. Legend 2. Man, I wonder if they'll bring Tom Cruise back. Ridley Scott, come on. You just did Gladiator 2. You gotta
Gladiator 2. Time for Legend 2. Did this movie make any money? Do you know anything about this movie beyond like
I did
this
not.
Feels like a movie that you would get at like a garage sale as a kid, and you're like 4, 5, and you just every weekend you're like, okay, I'm gonna watch this movie again. I don't know.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it's weird. Like it definitely feels like it's made for like 5-year-olds because they're not gonna ask questions about why is this happening. Like they're not gonna be seeing all the logical fallacies that we're seeing, but at the same time, this guy is in the film, and this came out in the 80s during the Satanic Panic, and I just can't imagine parents would be okay with this for like their very young children.
Well, or that dress she wore for like a 5-year-old. That dress is quite revealing.
That dress was very sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was a good dress. They gotta bring that dress back.
That just needs to
bring
be
the dress back again.
Make Legend dress great again.
We just completely shift. You know what? Our rebrand of what we're doing for for the show. We just drop it all and we just like only talk about the dress moving forward.
Yeah.
We somehow get a hold of the dress and we just worship it. The dress.
Say yes to the dress.
Say yes to the dress. We have our slogan.
Hopefully TLC won't sue us.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's Legend, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know who this movie is for. It's kind of adult with the scary Satan and then the very nice dress.
But then also
the dialogue is like I think would make anyone over the age of 10 like hurt their brain a little bit. I don't know.
The dialogue really didn't make any sense.
God.
I mean, it's like they were. It's like it was like you had the level of like with the way they were talking. Sometimes it just didn't make sense. Like with the antenna, that just is not a fantasy word. But it's like you know the lore of something, and then you need to know the story behind the lore, and then you need to know like the story for the I don't know where I'm going with this. It just feels like you have to be really involved with the world to understand what was going on in this movie, and it just
I don't think
depended like we already knew.
I don't think anyone cared.
Probably not.
Because this movie just made no sense. Everything happened with zero context around it.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know what. The more movies we're watching with Ridley Scott, it really does seem like he had like like Alien. It's like he had like 3 movies that were like good, Gladiator. And it made his whole career.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the only 2. What is there any other? I'm sure he has made like a trillion movies.
But those are the only 2 I can think of off the top of my head that were like very good.
Those were the good ones. And then it seems like every other movie we've watched of Ridley Scott is like, oh,
Gladiator 2, Napoleon. Like his most recent filmography has been miserable.
Well, look at what in the 80s. Recent. This movie's not very good either.
No, this movie's very bad.
So, David, would you recommend Legend?
No, absolutely not. I can't recommend this. I can't recommend this to anybody. I mean, like, find a YouTube clip of the dress dance scene, and that's Chef's Kiss. That's all there really is.
That is probably
that's all you need to see. Maybe look up some Mr. The Darkness and see him in action, because it's a pretty impressive costume and pretty impressive. I want to see
Mr. The Darkness in like in a DC movie or something. Just bring him in. Bring him in. Is this guy still alive?
Tim Curry? I think Tim Curry's still alive, but I think he had like he's got really bad medical issues. I think he had like a stroke or something, or he's got something. He's probably
an older guy.
He's not well. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hope he can portray as Mr. The Darkness again.
I don't know if he's still alive, but I think the last I heard he was like just very sickly. He's not doing well health wise.
Gotcha. Well, he plays Mr. The Darkness, and he does the best job he possibly can. Mm-hmm. And I know we keep calling him Mr. The Darkness. I don't actually know what he is. I don't know if he's the devil. I don't know if he's the son of the devil. I really do think he says at the end when he's getting pushed into space, he says like something about his father. But I don't know that for sure.
Jack, I am your father.
That would have been funny. Just like take the Star Wars plot twist and just put it in this movie, because he's just like, I like Star Wars. It was a good movie.
Oh man, I don't know. It was a movie, and not a very good one, and I don't know honestly who it's for. And I'm sure there's people out there who just adore this movie, and more power to it.
I bet if I watched this when I was like a 7-year-old, I'd probably have good memories about this movie.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I think it's really, but at the same time, like I don't.
You gotta grow up with it.
Yeah, I think you'd have to grow up with it and be like one
of
those.
My parents would let me watch this when I was 7, though. 100%, I would not be allowed to watch this.
That's the thing. I wouldn't have been allowed to watch this either. Like, like,
devil, that's evil. We can't do that.
Exactly. That's why I don't understand like this film at all. It's obviously made for children by the way the dialogue is, but the sexy princess dress and just how awesome and cool and evil looking this devil, Mr. The Darkness, is. It just doesn't mesh with kids' film.
Yeah, I want to know the history behind my background. Like, why is he posing like this? Is this a cosplay? There's no way this is a cosplay. That looks too good to be that is Mr. The Darkness.
Tim Curry liked how he looked in the costume, which I mean, I don't blame him. It looked cool.
Well, yeah, he looks huge.
Yeah, I think he was like 7 foot something with the costume on because he had to be on stilts and stuff like that.
He did have goat feet.
He had the devil goat feet, and he had like a muscle suit, and then giant horns.
Yeah, the horns.
Which they had to keep figuring out ways to make them lighter because they basically stick straight out, so it's like a lot of straight on his neck to hold your head up.
He just has to get like a wire to hold his head back.
Yeah, I think they had some kind of apparatus to help him. But yeah, it's a movie.
That's Legend from 1985. Hopefully next time. Actually, oh no. Wait, next Next
can't.
time there is potential for Tom Cruise again.
We cannot escape the curse of Tom Cruise.
We'll get out of Tom Cruise one day, but that's Legend with Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise didn't like this movie. We didn't like this movie. Ridley Scott, we're not sure if you liked the movie, but he tried.
Did he?
No. I mean, he definitely tried with the costumes, but that's Legend. I don't know, David. I don't recommend it either. Email David. Tell him about Mr. to the Darkness.
Would you date Mr. the Darkness?
No, I wouldn't. I would not.
Okay.
He's 7 feet tall. That's too tall.
Yeah, you need to be taller than your men.
Yeah, I need. Oh god, that just felt weird. That felt gross.
Anything I can do to help Brian. That's what I'm here for. Anyways, we'll catch you next time on Synthaholics.
Bye bye.
See you later.